I gotta say that this new strategy that I'm running right now in regards to my weeks and how I'm structuring them with the goals and stuff that I'm trying to set is actually working out pretty good. We're starting a new week today. And with that, obviously the goals are similar because we've kind of got on this path where we're trying to keep the goals consistent to what the overall objective is, which I'm trying to have 30 songs in my catalog by the end of this year of 2026. So with that, that means we need to be finishing one song every week. We need to be also, dang, I forgot. Hold on, let me see. I literally just forgot. I got other things on my mind. I just finished working for the day, so. Okay, finish one song for the week, do one Instagram photo, and was 14 short form contents, right? So we made the decision last week that we're actually gonna take a break from TikTok because TikTok just is not working out. And to be completely honest with you, I feel like I'm really not a fan of the type of content that I would personally think that I would need to produce for TikTok. And I really do like Instagram because I feel like I really like more polished content. And I think I can do that more so on Instagram. So I think we're going to transition to that. But see, the problem right now is the whole one IG photo idea. Because see, I don't think that's going to work. And the reason being is because yes, I still want to take a photo and post it for Instagram. But I think that what I need to do is come up with an overall Instagram strategy. So that means that every week, this is the strategy that I have in regards to Instagram and what my plan is for it. So I'm wondering, because what I've been trying to do is keep it so therefore I have 3 goals every week, but that might not be the best thing. And it necessarily doesn't have to be 3 goals every week. I think the important thing is to make sure that you have goals that are just helping you to reach your overall strategy, right? So I think what I want to do for this week is one, obviously finish one song every week. I think that definitely has to be a must. There's no other option but to keep that as a must. We also need to think about other things that need to be done. So I need to come up with an Instagram strategy. And I think what I'll do with that is package that strategy up as our overall strat for social media for the week. Well, no, maybe. I need to think about that. That's the thing. I need to think about that. I need to think about how I want to approach it. But we know for a fact that this week we're going to complete one more song. One song for this week, like we should do for the weeks coming up too. So as far as what we're going to do with the content strategy, that sort of thing, I don't know. I know we have to do it though. And it's not even that we have to do it. I actually do want to do it because that's the thing. I think with Instagram, I want to get back into just really capturing really nice photos and editing photos because I think that's something that I really enjoy doing from the photography business that I have. And then now kind of integrating this into something that I'm doing with music. I think that would be fun. So it's something that I just want to do. So we're going to do that. But I need to come up with how the structure is going to look like. This is why I hate going to the store when I'm hungry, because I'm doing this fasting thing, right? I don't eat until after I get out of the gym. I was just supposed to go get Valentina and limes because baby girl act like she can't eat seafood without it. Anyway, my ass ended up with stuff to make a banana pudding and I ended up with Cheez-Its. Don't know how, just did. So I think this place is closed or either nobody wants to eat here because nobody is here. It's only 3.
You like to sit inside or outside?
So I'm just assuming I like gambos. We're gonna see if I like this or not.
My niggas was right. It's that time of night. You hit in my line cause I know what you like. You try to pretend that these calls are just social, but I see exactly the shit that you go through. Like damn, just maybe I am part of the problem. I don't understand why you so beautiful, how you don't see that you can't trade it.
Today is Thursday and I just finished working for the day. Before I go to the gym though, I've been doing some thinking. I've been sitting here thinking to myself, well, honestly, I've kind of been doing this thinking over the course of the past few days because the goal was to do research in regards to how we were going to do our content strategy on Instagram. And so obviously I'm Googling a bunch of stuff and I'm actually just going through social media in general trying to get ideas. I think I've come to my solution though when it comes to this content strategy. I think the solution is just do whatever comes to you in the moment. This is what I think the solution is to that problem. And the reason being is because it seems like everybody has an idea of what works. Oh, post this many times, or post this structure, be consistent with this sort of thing. And yeah, I can see that working because I think that structure is good. It's good to have structure, and I think my brain strives off structure, but it's annoying when it comes to creativity though, because I think it's hard to have or be creative around structure, if that makes sense. I don't know if this is making any sense, but what I'm trying to say basically is like, it makes more sense to me to just, when the creativity or the ideas hit you, that's when you go for them. I don't think that it needs to be structured in a place where it's like, okay, well, today I'm going to make 3 to 4 shorts, or basically what we were planning in the previous weeks. I don't think that strategy is going to work for me, at least. I don't think that's going to work. And it's because I think that my creativity is very spontaneous. Like, I will have ideas that just comes to me in a moment. And it's it's a lot of passion behind these ideas. And primarily those ideas come to me on the weekend days, the Saturday and Sunday. And it's mainly because obviously I don't have to work on those days. So I think that I have a little more brain power. I hate using that word. I honestly hate saying that. I hate saying brain power. It sounds so stupid. I don't know what to call it though. I can't think of another term right now. So brain power, whatever. And I think that is why ideas come to me a lot more on those days, is because I'm more active and I have more freedom to think, because programming drains you. It's just something that drains you. And I think that's one of the toughest parts to navigate with this entire thing, trying to transition from your plan B to your plan A. It's your plan B consuming a lot of time, because obviously you could do what a lot of people like to do. A lot of people like to just, I'm just going to quit my job or do whatever, and I'm going to go full fledged into this. That's cool. You can do that. And I think that works out for a lot of people. For me, though, and the life that I like to live and the lifestyle that I've already created for myself, it's not something I want to do. And it's not something that I feel like you have to do. Because yes, I think when you focus on one thing at a time, obviously that one thing is going to happen a lot faster. However, I do feel like that as beings, specifically as spiritual beings, we have this energy within ourselves to allow us to be able to handle more than one thing at a time. And I think it is possible that if you've built the foundation off of your plan B, whatever that may have been, I think it's still possible for you to transition that back into your plan A. I don't think that it's impossible to do it. I think that you just have to take the right steps to do it, though. And I think that sometimes you kind of do have to put in a little more effort, or you have to be mentally hardened to be able to get both things done. And so I think that's kind of where I am right now, because basically where I've been, obviously doing these workouts, I've been doing it because I'm trying to take care of my health as well too. That's super important to me also. And it's been working. Like I've been getting in shape slowly but surely. And also to want to be good with this music thing. So therefore I've been trying to come up with strategies for that too. At the same time, this project is work is stressful as hell. It's very stressful, and it just gets more stressful. This is why I have not really and truly done a lot of filming this week, or even been able to work on a lot of shorts, because I have been doing research and that sort of thing for shorts. But the problem though is work has been so stressful. I really don't have the creativity after work to really want to do anything. And I have to find a way to balance that though, because I know I can do this. I know I can do it, but I have to find a way to balance it. With that said though, this is where we're going forward. I think for right now, it's important that we continue to do the one song a week, which I'm gonna start working on that tomorrow, because again, with this song, this is one of the ones we wrote, but it just hasn't been recorded and everything yet. So I'm gonna work on that. I still want to do the whole one photo a week idea, because I like doing that. Again, I think that's fun. When it comes to the shorts, I'm going to aim to do 5 a week, but I'm not going to make that a goal. I'm just going to do it when the creativity hits me. And if it's more than 5, then great. That's cool too. But I'm just going to do it when the creativity hits me. I'm done trying to be so rigid with the way that process works, because I feel like for me, at least, I don't want to be like every content creator where it's like, here's my structure and I need to do this many things and I got these content buckets, this and this and that. Dude, fuck all that, bro. Because again, I want it to be something that's real. I want it to come from a real place. And therefore, I feel like it comes from a real place when it's in that moment. So that's kind of where we're taking things. I want to try that out and see how that works. I think that's going to work out really well.
See that you can't trade it all just to be with a man. You don't see your worth, maybe I can show you real love, then you might comprehend that you deserve more than you probably planned, and why you don't travel those roads with dead ends. But damn, speaking as friends, this might be a lot for us both to take in, but I had a lot on my chest, don't wanna regret not letting you know where I stand. I cannot pretend it's untrue, do more than any friend would mind do. You may think I'm talking crazy, but I know I can love you. I just know that I can't, in good conscience, proceed with this without caution. I know that we could be.
It's Friday and I am really struggling today. So I just finished working for the day, but I'm exhausted because some of my wife's family came in from Mexico yesterday, so we had to go pick them up from the airport. So generally, again, I go to bed about 9 and I'm up at 4:30 a.m. Well, that's not the case this time because we had to go pick them up from the airport. It was late when they got in. I didn't get in the bed until like 1 a.m. and obviously still had to wake up at 6. So I'm really, well, I didn't have to wake up at 6. Should have woke up at 4:30, but I didn't. So I'm just behind on all the exercises that I wanted to get done today. So I'm still gonna have to find a time to get that done. But I'm really exhausted. I just threw off my whole thing. And I think that's the tough part. Whenever you do a strict sleep schedule like that, you kind of get out of whack when things fall out of whack. So anyway, I'm trying to find the energy because right now what I have to do is I had to go get my hair cut at 4:30. I got to get my hair cut, but there's some things that I want to do before that though. So I'm trying to work on those right now too. So right now, the goal is we get a haircut, come back. I don't know if I'm gonna try to take a nap at some point. I'm gonna try to fight it off and just go to sleep tonight. We'll see how that goes. I'm actually gonna try to get the photo that I want for this week tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. I don't foresee any reason why we wouldn't, but you never know the way things have kind of been going. But this week so far has been interesting because again, we're kind of moving into that realm of just trying to focus on everything that needs to be done for us to meet our goal and have our music be successful and build the career that we want for this plan A.
My niggas was right. That time of night, you hitting my line cause I know what you like. You try to pretend that these calls are just social, but I see exactly the shit that you go through. Like damn, just maybe I am part of the problem. I don't understand why you so beautiful, how you don't see that you can't trade it all just to be with a man. You don't see your worth, maybe I can show you real love, then you might comprehend that you deserve more than you probably planned, and why you don't travel those roads with dead ends. But damn, speaking as friends, this might be a lot for us both to take in, but I had a lot on my chest, don't wanna regret not letting you know where I stand. I cannot pretend it's untrue.
So now that Saturday is here, I think there's a lot that we can actually get done today. And I've been already kind of winding myself up. Right now it's 9:30, so I'm gonna get to work here soon. I'm probably gonna go out and get food here in a second though. But the thing is though, I've been just kind of thinking. And one of the things that I think about is why do I have so much energy or I feel so much better when it comes to Saturday and Sundays versus through the rest of the week? And I try to blame it on the fact that I do 3 workouts a day. Well, technically 4, but I don't think that's what it is because the days that I took off last week, that wasn't a problem for me. I still was able to get a lot done in those days, even though I still did do my workouts. So I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is work. And I think it's a common occurrence for people whenever you're working a 9 to 5, you kind of have to mentally prepare yourself for what it is that you're about to go do at work, especially when it comes to programming. It's a completely different layer of mental preparation that takes place. And I think it's even bleeding over into other things. Like, for example, like even when it came to recording for the vlog for this week, I struggled with that because I just honestly was not in the headspace for it really. And it shouldn't be that way because obviously the purpose of these vlogs is to kind of show the progress of someone who's transitioning from a stable platform and having a full 9 to 5 job that is supporting your lifestyle, but wanting to transition into my plan A, which is music for me, right? And I'm sure other people have different plan A's, that sort of thing. But that's just one factor when it comes to the vlogs. The other part of the vlogs is to show the progress of this, and really for myself too, you know, because I want to be able to look back at this because one of the things that I've noticed when I'm editing these vlogs is that they're mowing the yard, so it's a little noisy. But one of the things that I notice when editing, let's go to another room. One of the things that I notice when editing these vlogs is that, I feel like I really can't go anywhere right now. I feel like I really can't go anywhere. It feels loud wherever I go. But one of the things that I feel like I notice when editing these vlogs is that I can almost place myself in that energy that I was in when I was editing that, when I was actually going through the process of that vlog, right? And with that, I'm able to pick up on certain things that I feel like I could have done differently, or things that I felt and that kind of benefit to what I'm feeling in the current moment, right? And I think that's helpful because it's kind of like a self-reflection almost. And I think that kind of helps you to see wherever maybe you're not putting in enough effort, or maybe you're putting in too much effort, maybe you're overthinking, that sort of thing, whatever the case may be, right? And so with that though, that's one of the reasons why I like these vlogs. It's because, like I said, I feel like it kind of helps you to have that reflection period as well too. Again, I think other people can probably see themselves in certain scenarios that you may go through in life, especially in a situation like this, because this situation is so different. I think this situation is different from most people. Most people, whenever they set out to do something like they want to be an independent artist, or maybe they want to be a content creator or influencer, whatever the case may be, they're just like, oh, I'm going to drop everything and I'm just going to go right and do it. And I believe that that's possible. I believe that you can do that. But I think you also have to be realistic with the fact that sometimes those things take time. Like, it takes time for you to actually reach a level where you can be sustainable without the need for a 9-to-5. And so for me, obviously, when I was younger, I had thought about this back then. I thought about this back when I was young. And this is why I said, you know what, I want a plan A and I want a plan B. Just so therefore, if my plan A takes a little bit of time, I have that time, you know what I mean? Because I have a foundation right now with my 9-to-5 where I can still do what I want to do with music and stuff, and I know I'm still good, and I have a foundation. So anyway, that's a rant that's kind of irrelevant, but the point is though, I'm trying to learn how or why I feel drained on the days that I work, and I do think it's a part of that whole mental preparation. But at the same time, I don't know, I do think it's something else kind of going on with it, and I'm not exactly sure why yet. And I want to be able to break it because I feel like it's not necessary to have that. I think if you kind of root yourself in presence and just focus on being in the now, there shouldn't be a need for you to feel stressed out or feel like you have less energy just because you have to work your 9-to-5. And I know a lot of employers do not make it easy. They don't make it easy for us at all because they just don't really give a fuck. That's what it seems like. I do think though we have to try to find a way to break that mold though, because it's possible for us to do the things that we really love to do and that we're striving to have full time. At the same time, though, we have to break the mold of feeling like work is depleting us. So that's one of the things that I want to work on in next week. But today, what we got planned today, though, I got the photo taken, really, really dope photos. It's crazy because I was filming stuff for the vlog yesterday while we were taking these photos. And I set the camera up because I use a little magnetic camera. I set the camera up. And my dumbass forgot to hit the record button. I literally hit the record button when I went to go get the camera back. And it's crazy because I hit the record button and that's when it started recording. I'm like, damn. So, just stupid stuff like that. But anyway, I got some really good content yesterday for the photo that I'm going to post for this week. So that's cool. But we mainly want to work on actually getting the song finished. So that's what's going to be a big part of today and tomorrow. As I said, my wife's family's in town from Mexico, so I may stop in and see them for about an hour or so. Really and truly, I again, want to make time to spend with family, but realize that we are in a crunch period right now. Like, we got a lot of stuff to keep going. So it's Sunday morning, and I'm up earlier than I normally am on Sundays because I need to try and get stuff done today. I really need to try to finish this song because finishing this song will give me the main goal that I have for the week, which is going to be to finish one song a week, right? And obviously this week hasn't really gone how I planned for it to go. And I think I know why though. I think I know why it hasn't. And it's because obviously some distractions sometimes kick in, but I really think it's because of the mental state that I put myself in. And I've talked about this before, and it's difficult to try and just be perfect at it because you really do have to kind of
compartmentalizing your brain and be able to focus on one task at a time and focus on one thing at a time, because it's so easy to project your mind into the future or think about things that are going to happen in the future. And I feel like it consumes a lot of your mental energy. And so for me, I think that was part of the issue this week. And so I need to work on that. But beyond that, though, last night I was meditating and I came up with something that I also felt that was really beneficial. And I've talked about this before, too, which is presence power, like being in the now. And the thing that came to my head was I was planning. I was like, OK, so tomorrow I'm going to work on finishing that song, like start to finish, have it completed. And I was like, and then I want to go ahead and start preparing for work on Monday. That's what I was thinking to myself, right? Well, that's what I was thinking to myself before the meditation. And then during the meditation, it came to me. It was like, okay, but what if the music does really, really well tomorrow? Like overnight, it just goes crazy, right? Then in that point, you wouldn't have to prepare for work on Monday. And I was like, damn, that's a good point. Because see, the thing is, and it's like, obviously you have to be present. But obviously, you also have to continue to go with the flow, right? I don't want to say things like be realistic, because people always say stuff like, oh, you got to be realistic. And being realistic, anything really can happen. I mean, literally, stuff can happen within the next 5 seconds that you had no idea would happen. I mean, that's being realistic. So I hate when it comes to manifestation, people who don't believe in it. They always say things like, oh, you got to be realistic. Dude, literally, things can change like that, like literally super quick. So I don't like saying that, but the truth is you kind of have to go with the flow. That's the best way I can kind of word it. Go with the flow, whatever is happening. And the thing is, though, I do think it's important to just kind of, you project, like you make a plan. Okay, this is what I'm planning on happening. But then you come back to the present and you just continue to live out what is currently happening right now. Because again, that plan could be completely altered by whatever changes between now and the time you made that plan. So I think it's important to kind of have an open mind and just kind of allow. I think that's a really important term too in manifestation. It's just allow things to just happen. Don't try to control everything in the moment, because I do feel like when it comes to the way that the universe works, it's perfect in its execution. Like you literally cannot line things up better than it can. I mean, it's just amazing how it works out. So just kind of keep that in mind, or I'm kind of keeping that in mind for myself actually as well. But anyway, so right now it's 7 a.m. and I'm going to take about an hour to wind myself up for the day. And then we're going to get started right on recording, because I believe that I can finish this today. Anything else that I had planned for today is going to go on hold until we finish this song. Again, I don't think the recording process will be hard, and it's just right now with this song, it's going to be some production work.
Do more than any friend would mind to. You may think I'm talking crazy, but I know I can love you. I just know that I can't, in good conscience, proceed with this without caution. I know that we could be fire, though there's a chance this may not be viable. The desire so hard to resist. Yeah, I can see all of the things that we risk, like how you start out as just friends and turn to romance. Damn, have you heard shit like this? I know that you thinking I'm crazy, and baby, I may be. So what if it's hard, we don't quit? You've been through a lot that I'll never forget, but I think that we could be better than this. Yeah, I can see us as we both reminisce on back in the day when we started as friends. The journey's not perfect, but damn, was it worth it? We both can be happy that we took a chance. I know I can love you. I know I can love you. I know I can love you. I know I can.
And so another week is completed. It is 9:26 right now. I did finish mixing and mastering the song, so that's done. And basically we were able to get done everything that we had planned for this week. I kind of changed things up midweek in regards to how I was doing the content, because I wanted to do research and that sort of thing. So therefore I could try and come up with a strategy. And I think I do have a strategy, which I talked about. And that's basically just posting when I feel that it's appropriate and when I feel that it makes sense to post, and not trying to follow a strict posting schedule, that sort of thing. Because I want this just to be real. Like I want this to be completely me and not something fabricated. So that's kind of my approach there. But anyway, so have a new song that's going to be scheduled to come out, and this will be August's release. Next week is going to be interesting, because the reason I feel like these past 2 weeks went pretty well is because the songs were already written and they just needed to be recorded. But next week, we're going to actually end up writing a new song and also recording it and all this stuff. So interesting to see how that's going to go and how smooth it will be to get the goals completed. Not to mention too, I want to run a different strategy. I want to nail down a specific work schedule for the week, meaning that I plan on doing X work on X day and just trying to create some type of consistency there, because I think that would help me also too, including trying to ensure that I meet like a minimum of hours worked, meaning like each week, obviously it's 40 hours that's going into my regular job, right? My 9 to 5, but also having additional hours that goes into the overall music part. And I'm thinking that's going to land somewhere between 30 hours. So that means each week I'd be working about a total of 70 hours is how I kind of see it going. Again, this is what I want to try to shoot for. Right now, what I'm about to do before I call it is I'm going to sit down and just kind of plan this out and to see if I can get a good strategy for it. Because again, it is kind of tough to try to do 70 hours, which don't get me wrong, a lot of people do a lot more than that. And I feel like it's a little easier. Where I think it gets difficult though is it's a little tough to try and work schedule like that when you have to plan out what it is you have to do. I think it's easier to work 40 plus hours when you have a clear outline, because obviously it's like your job. But when you have to be the one to make the schedule, sometimes it's complicated, because obviously if you're not strict with yourself, you will probably miss the mark when it comes to putting together your schedule, and you may be a little lazy with it. Like, that's possible. So you kind of have to watch out for that. So that's something that I want to kind of sit down and kind of plan out. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. As far as the things that I learned from this week, I learned that one, I think whenever you just kind of lock into whatever it is you're trying to do, you can get things done. I think I'm carrying over some lessons from the previous week, and those lessons are to just not think about it and just do it. Just do whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and don't think about it, because that is where you allow yourself to actually get things done, and you don't allow your mind to talk you out of doing things. So I think that's going to be the lessons that I learned from this week. I do look forward to next week. Like I said, it's going to be a little more challenging, but I am prepared for it, and I'm prepared to continue on this journey.